Everyone, welcome to Vaishai's YouTube channel and to the series of ethics. In the last video, we have done with the introduction part. So, before starting today's class, I just want to tell you some points before listening to my series. So, the first point is if you want to score 115 plus out of 250 in ethics, what you need is a conceptual clarity. So, you need to have that kind of ability. See, conceptual clarity will be done by the classes. Like, I will explain each and every concept in a detailed way, and you need to revise it from the different resources as well. And whatever you learn, you need to have that kind of ability to apply those concepts, and you need to relate different concepts, illustrate and elucidate with the real life examples. Okay, whatever the concept you are learning, you need to relate the different concepts. You need to have certain examples for each and every concept that you learn. Okay, ethics should be not only in letter, but it should also be in the spirit. Okay, whatever you write, it should not be like something you have learned or by hearted, then you are writing it. It should be like you are a person who has ethics in spirit, then you need to attempt the answer. See, whenever the question comes in ethics, if you have that spirit in you, you will be able to involve in the answer writing and give the better solutions for the answer which has a right path. Okay, uh, what you need to do is you need to give right solutions for the different ethical problems or ethical dilemmas which are asked in different case studies and all, and the solution should be chosen by right paths. Okay, they won't test you whether you're giving a right solution or not. They will initially test you whether you're choosing a right path to gain this right solution. Okay, what you need to have is choosing right path to get the right solution. And what examiner want to test in you? Examiner want to test in you whether you're a person of inquisitiveness. Inquisitiveness is nothing but whether you're a person of curiosity, like whether you will have curiosity to know things, or whether you have that ability to apply things and think about the problems on your own, like whether you depend on the other person's opinion or opinions which you have by yourself. So this is what they will test you. And they'll also test you whether you're a person of a reasoning and logic. Okay, whether you are having that ability to test or give the solution based on logic and critical thinking. Even the origin of ethics was traced back to Socrates, which in which he told that life is not worth living without the critical thinking. So Socrates had told that life is not worth living without the critical thinking. So critical thinking is one of the base for the ethics. Whatever you do, it should have critical thinking. Then you are said to have ethical uh, ethics in you. So in today's class, we are going to start the first topic, that is the understanding what is ethics. In this understanding what is ethics, we have different concepts. First one is the definition of ethics, different definitions of ethics, and the relation of ethics with different relative concepts like morality, values, religion, laws, social norms, or social reality, and relevance of ethics for individual and society. So in today's class, we are going to finish these two topics, the definition and the relevance of ethics for individuals and society. This will be done from the next lectures. Okay, see, let's start the class now. So imagine this is a person X. This person who is standing is a person X. If I ask you whether this person X is good or bad, if I ask you he is better, good or bad, or right or wrong, or whether his actions are acceptable in society or rejectable in society, you will have certain basis, you will have the certain criteria to decide whether this person X is good or bad, or right or wrong, or acceptable or rejectable. So you will have certain basis for distinguishing his character between good or bad. So you are testing his conduct based on certain determinants. So these bases can be based on your own understanding. These bases can be your own values. This basis can be the law, social norms, and religion. Based upon these things, like any one of them, or any two or three of them, based upon this you will decide whether the person X behavior or conduct is good or not. You will decide the quality of that conduct of that person. Okay, so scrutiny is not only done by you. Your conduct, your behavior, the quality of behavior is not only tested by individual, but it also scrutinized in each and every level of society, that is your family, from your society, from your country and the world. These all will decide your character. They will have certain basis to decide your conduct, the quality of your conduct. So these all are the relative concepts. Why I'm telling these are the relative concepts? Because you are an individual, I am an individual. If someone X is standing over near us, and if you want to decide whether this person X is good or bad, you will have different set of criteria. On the different basis you will say this person is good, on different set of criteria I will say this person is bad. So the opinion differs from individual to individual, the opinion differs from family to family, society to society, country to country, and in the world. So these all are the relative concept. Based on different aspects, this all will decide whether the person's conduct is good or bad. So can we say, does the majority basis can be treated the right one? So we cannot say exactly if majority people say this X person is good, we cannot actually decide based on the judgment of this majority person, because this majority may have a wrong basis to decide this person X is good. So even one person decides him wrong also, they may have the good basis, they may not have the good basis. So we cannot decide on the majority basis that the basis is correct or not. So I will give you an example. For example, if the person is drinking an alcohol, so whether this person drinking alcohol be treated as whether he has a bad conduct or a bad behavior, or a good person with a good behavior. So on the basis of social and the science norms, in the scientific way, you may decide this person who is drinking alcohol is bad because alcohol is not good for the health. Based on some science criteria and based on certain social norms, you are deciding this person is not a good person. But some other person comes and decide this person is a good person because he has life expectancy more than the other person who is a teetotaler. Okay, the one who is not drinking alcohol may have the less life expectancy. The one who is drinking alcohol has more life expectancy. So we cannot decide on the basis of the one basis that this person's conduct is good or not. So the logic differs from one individual to individual. You may say this person is good, I may say this person is wrong. Okay, based on what he is doing, we cannot actually decide whether this person is ethical or not. We can only decide based on our own subjective criteria whether according to us this person is having the good conduct or not. Okay, on different basis we decide human conduct. Can we say the same basis will help us to say the ethical conduct or not? So if the person is having a good human conduct according to you, he may have the bad conduct according to some X person. So based on this people's decisions, we cannot say this person has a good ethical conduct or not. So to decide whether this person have the ethical conduct or not, we need different set of standards. These standards are the ethical standards. So based on ethical standards, we will decide the person is ethical or not. So these ethical standards are the fixed one. They are derived from the moral principles and the moral philosophies. For example, I can give you an example of selflessness. For example, if you are selfish, it is not a ethical principle. So selflessness is one of the most important ethical standard one should have. So now let us learn what is ethics. We have learned there are different bases to decide the human conduct, but these same bases won't help in judging whether the person has the ethical conduct or not. So what is ethics actually is the basic question. Ethics is nothing but it deals with the human character and conduct. It will also decide whether the human character and conduct is good or not. But the basis of deciding whether the person is good or bad is based on the established standards. These established standards are the ethical principles. So ethics is derived from the Greek word that is ethikos. Ethikos is nothing but arising out of habits when human behaves. So when you are behaving continuously, if there is a recurring of your habit, it will become your character. So when you are doing the same thing repeatedly, it will become your character. So ethics will decide whether this person's character is good or bad. So when behavior is occurring repeatedly, it will become habit. When habit is occurring repeatedly, it will become your character. Habit becomes character over the period of time, and character determines the quality of the human behavior. So while judging the human behavior, ethics first will distinguish what are the right and the wrong aspects. Based on certain established standard, it will distinguish whether the person is having the wrong aspect or the correct aspects of his life. And ethics itself will set this ethical standard, based on which you will decide whether the person X is having the right conduct or the wrong conduct. So the ultimate aim of ethics is not to decide the ethical standard, but to achieve the summum bonum. Summum bonum is a French word which means chief good in the behavior. So for example, there are three types of human behavior that can be categorized into good, better, best. So ethics is aiming for the best character on the best conduct of the human. So ethics will set some kind of established standards to decide whether the person is best or not. So if the person is not best, it will try to involve this ethical standard in that person, so that he will travel from good to better, better to best. So ultimate aim of ethics is to achieve the best, that is the chief good, that is summum bonum. So ethics can also be defined in various other ways. Ethics deals with the standards of the human conduct on the basis of the universal principles. So these universal principles are nothing but the ethical standard or the established standards. Based on these universal principles, ethics will judge the human conduct. Okay. It will do some kind of evaluation of human conducts on the basis of the moral principles. So I have told that ethical principles or the moral they are the moral principle. They have been derived from the moral philosophies. So we can call these established standards or the ethical principles as the moral principles. Based on this moral principles, ethics will decide whether the person's conduct is good or bad. Ethics deals with the moral philosophy. According to Mahabharata, ethics is about don't do onto others or you want by. Okay, it means that there is some mistake in this. So Mahabharata says that whatever you expect from your others, you also need to do same thing for the others. So if you are expecting respect from others, you also need to give respect to others. This is called as ethics according to Mahabharata. So what are the established standards? So I told you that based on the established standards, we will decide whether the human conduct is good or bad. But what are these ethical standards or the established standards is a basic question again. So when you judge someone conduct, if you are judging, if you are judging them objectively by the logic, then the standards of measure can be called as established standards. For example, you are judging someone's character. That person is the X person. If you are judging this X person's human conduct, if you are putting all your personal biases, like you may become a relative to him, you may become an enemy to him, anything may be. If you are judging his character in a particular such situation, you need to put all the personal biases aside and decide whether this person is good or not based on some standards. These standards are the universal standards. Based on these standards, you will decide this person's conduct is good or bad by putting all your selfishness, like all your subjectiveness aside. Okay, whatever the standards then you are using by putting all your subjectiveness aside are called as the ethical standard. The action should be end in itself. So when you are judging someone's action, this action should be end in itself. It should not become a means to achieve some end. Action should be performed a universal action. So this action should be in a universal way. Ethics may have derived from the religious standards, law, etc., and vice versa, but they are not synonymous. Okay, ethics may have derived from the religious things, it may have derived from law, it may have derived from certain other social norms or something, or these social norms may have derived from ethics, law maybe have derived from ethics or something like that, but they are not synonymous to each other. They are not same. They may have this similar principle sometimes, but they are not totally same. This is what the meaning of synonymous is. So ethics are the highest standards of concern one should have. So if you are having ethics, you will have the highest standards of concern. So Ethical standards are the philosophical standards. I have told that the ethical standards are the ethical principles which are derived from the moral philosophy. So they are the philosophical standards. They are the moral and the ethical principles. The ethics will become the part of the normative science. So from where did these standards have derived is from different theories. These standards have actually derived. So these different theories will be based on critical thinking, reasoning, and rational way of thinking. I will tell you some of the important ethical standards based on which we will decide the human conduct according to ethics. So some kind of established standards are the selflessness. Selflessness is not thinking about selfish, like when you are putting aside your selfishness, this is nothing but your selflessness. Whenever you are not thinking about yourself but you are thinking about others, or whether you are thinking about yourself or others, you should put yourself aside. Then the next thing is the truthfulness. Whatever you speak, it must be true. Peacefulness, everything, you are not going to violence path, it should have the peace in it. Compassion is nothing but having a sympathy towards others. And the next one is non-violence. Forgiveness, gratitude and humbleness and responsibility are the ethical standards. Some of the ethical standards, there are many universal principles, but these are certain ethical standards. So you may ask me whether this ethical standards be rejected or it can be changed. Yes, ethics is actually based on reasoning, thinking, and the rational thinking. So if the rational thinking is changing, if there is some kind of enlightenment in people because of the advancement of human life, there can be the increase in the new, there can be a new sphere in the reasoning, and then there can be new sphere in thinking, and that these thinking and new reasoning will challenge the older values or the older standards. Because of these challenges, the new standards will be framed. For example, in the business standards, once upon a time there used not to be environmentalism. So they used to not care about environment, but they used to do fix their business standards for the profit. But when someone like you or me have questioned about the environment protection, this environmentalism has become a new standard for the business. Okay, the other one is a transparency in governance. So before, people used to say that it is according to according to right to privacy, someone should not leak the information of the government activities. But introduction of transparency in governance is a new ethical standard, because in order to maintain the good accountability in the government field, transparency is introduced. So now, the next question will be how these ethical standards have actually evolved. These ethical standards have evolved since the ancient times. So based on different approaches of the field of normative science. So in the field of normative science, there are different sets of theories. Based on these theories will be based on the critical thinking and reasoning. From these theories itself, the ethical standards have derived. So from the field of normative science itself, the ethical standards have been derived. In brief, they are the normative ethics and the applied ethics. So the ethical standards will be two types. These ethical standards or the established standards will be of two types. One is in the field of normative ethics, and the other is these standards can be applied in the applied ethics part. So ethical standards derived into two parts: normative ethics and the applied ethics. Applied ethics will be the ethics will be applied in a particular field. The normative ethics consists of different theories. So normative theory is or the normative ethics has been derived into two other types: virtue ethics and the action theories. So this virtue ethics will be consisting of the agent theory or the scrutinize. This agent theory is about scrutinizing the human character as whole. So these people are not deciding based on the human action, but it will be decided based on the human character. It is led by Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle. These are the initial theorists who were involved in the ethical field. So we'll be dealing one by one in the next future classes, but I'm giving a brief idea about what are the theories. So the next type of theory is the action theory. It has deontology and one is the teleology. Deontology will be based on the means. It will give importance to the means, whereas the teleology will give importance to ends. See, deontology is led by Immanuel Kant, and teleology has utilitarian. The one is the utilitarian. So utilitarian will be based on the profit oriented. It is led by Bentham and Mill, J.S. Mill, and the other one is the contraction. It is led by modern thinkers like Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, and Rousseau, and they are contemporary. And there is a contemporary field which is led by the John Rawls. He gave the justice theory. So, based on these different theories, ethical standards or the universal standards have been derived. The other field is the applied ethics. Applied ethics is nothing but when these ethical standards, which are theoretical, when they are subjected and applied in different context. If there is some context, if you are in the hospital, if you are applying this ethics or the ethical standard in the hospital point of view, then this will become a medical ethics or something like that. Okay, for example, civil servants action will be dependent upon the certain conduct rules of civil services. So in the field of civil services, we are applying certain kind of ethical principles. These are nothing but the conduct rules. Based on this, civil servants should behave actually. So we are done with the first part of the today's topic, that is the definition of ethics. Now let us learn the relevance of ethics for the individuals and the society. So ethics will help in preserving the self, society and mankind. So it will help us to be preserved. So it will help the society as whole to be having the national integrity, and it will also help the whole mankind. It gives the feeling of justice. When you don't have ethics, people may do suicide, because if you are not having ethics in you, it is very dangerous to live with peace and harmony over in the earth surface. Okay, ethics will make human life more dignified and meaningful. So when you are having ethics, you will kind of get such a kind of respect. Your life will become the meaningful, and you will look dignified because of the ethical conduct you follow. It will give hope in your life. So if you are in a hopelessness situation, if ethical standards are embedded in you, you will get certain kind of hope in life. It will help you to promote peace and prosperity. It will not involve in violent activities, so because of which you will have peace and prosperity in your life. It helps in effective and faster decision making. Whenever you are deciding something, you will have ethical dilemmas. When you are having this ethical dilemmas, if you are applying ethical standards in it, you will have that kind of decision making in a very fast way. It helps in the survival of the society. So ethics will help in the society survival, because of the harmony people have because of the ethical standards. Loss of ethics will lead to disintegration of the society. So I told that because of the ethics itself, society lives in harmony. If there is no ethics, the society may disintegrate into different subgroups, and there will be many clashes which occurs. Corruption practices increases if ethics is not present. So many people will lead into the corruption practices if the ethics is not actually present. It keeps society truthful, responsible and collective. So when you are having ethics in the society, the people will have that kind of truthfulness, and they are responsible, and they will be collective together. There will be a national integration, and it also helps for the effective administrations. Okay, ethics will help you to have the effective and the efficient efficacy in the administrative field. So we are done with the lecture. So I will give a short recap of what we have learned today. So we told that we'll be learning about understanding what is ethics and what are the topics we are going to learn is the first discussion that we had. And then we have talked about the human conduct, and what are the different bases to decide the human conduct is good or bad, and who will scrutinize your human conduct is the other basic question which we discussed. And we have discussed about some examples also. Then we have discussed whether ethical standards and the other standards are same or not, and we have discussed what is ethics, and we have discussed what ethics will be concerned with, and we have discussed about the human behavior and its characterization, and other definitions of the ethics, and we have discussed about established standards and the ethical standards, and some important established or the ethical standards also have discussed. Then we have discussed about different how ethical standards have derived and what are the different types of ethical standards, normative, virtue theory, and action theories and all. And finally we have came to the relevance of ethics for the society and for the individual. So this is up to today's class. Before ending the video, I just want to tell you that there are the different screenshots which are attached on the screen. So you can call to this number which is appearing on screen, 7200681675. You should do a WhatsApp message to this number if you have any kind of queries related to UPSC, or if you need foundational videos, or you can also visit to the YouTube channel where you can find different sets of playlists for the foundational videos and other batches which have started. So different batches have been started with the different lectures of Indian society and ethics and post-independence period and geography class 11 NCRTs, history mini and the revision series and etc. You can visit the channel. You will get everything for free. And if you want to join test series which are of the highest quality, of the most trusted YouTube channel, that is the Vaish IAS, you can call to this number. You can contact through WhatsApp. Sir will guide you in order to join the test series part for 2022 prelims and mains. Okay, this is it for this video. So before ending, I just want to tell you, if you're not subscribing, if you're not liking, sharing and giving a comment feedback through the comment section, this series may become the part of the paid video. So putting this in mind, give us a proper feedback and let us meet in the next video. Until then, take care and bye bye.